Hello my babies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra. Welcome to the Baby Elephant community where we talk about self-development, spirituality, law of attraction, and so much more. If you haven't joined the herd yet, what are you doing? Let's get going. Hit that subscribe button right now. You are a part of the family already, so make it official. Today we're going to talk about limiting beliefs. This is something that I've talked about several times on the channel, but it seems that a lot of people have been having trouble with it, and it is one of the main things that stand in the way, the resistances that stand in the way for many people when it comes to manifesting. And honestly, for living your best life, in order to live the greatest life you possibly can and be your best version, you have to have your limiting beliefs under control, and you have to have a strong belief system that backs up everything you desire in life. Let's get into limiting beliefs. So what are limiting beliefs? Limiting beliefs are statements or things that we've accepted as true based on our programming, based on our socialization. It's things that we have decided are factual based on simply on empirical evidence. These beliefs are programmed into us in various ways through the media, society, our parents, our teachers, our friends, our siblings, our childhoods, and our own experiences. They're very powerful and very important because they actually dictate every aspect of our lives. They dictate our behavior and the way that we manifest and create this reality. One example of how a limiting belief can impact us and how it can change our lives and change the way we live our lives is, imagine that you're in 3rd grade and you're chosen to read in front of the class. And when you're reading in front of the class, you stumble on a word. The other kids start laughing at you, and this absolutely means nothing. They're just being mean kids. Kids are mean sometimes, you know? But within you, you've just planted a seed. This seed that tells you you're not a good public speaker, or you aren't able to read out loud, or maybe you're not as smart as other people. That instance created this limiting belief within you, and that will manifest in your behavior and your personality and the way that you react and behave in your world. And this actually will manifest into your life. If you take on this belief that I'm not a good reader, you'll see that your reading actually throughout school will suffer. A child that goes through an experience that makes them feel like they're stupid will actually struggle in school a lot more than other children, especially children who are raised to believe that they're very intelligent. But either way, it's all based on experiences that have been formed into statements and accepted as true. Basically, what I'm trying to say is most of these things are just not true, and you can easily rewrite your beliefs. The hardest part about dealing with a belief system and limiting beliefs is identifying it. Identifying the false statements that you hold to be true. That's the trickiest part. Once you identify them, rewriting them and reprogramming your mind to believe in this new way is not that difficult. It's actually kind of fun. So let's get into that first. How do we identify our limiting beliefs? Well, there are several ways to do this. I think that the most proactive and effective way is to just sit down with yourself and become very introspective for a bit. Just give yourself some time, maybe take out a pen and a paper, and think to yourself, what are the beliefs that you hold to be true about the world in general? And start with the really big ones and then go deeper and deeper and deeper. So I would start with thinking about, what are my beliefs about money? Or what are my beliefs about love? Do you believe that money is evil or that money is hard to attain? Do you believe that you won't find love because you're not attractive enough, or you don't have something that is needed in order to find love? Do you believe that there's no one good in your town? What is your belief about the world, the government, about other people? Do you think that you're not desirable as a friend, so you don't make many friends? Whatever beliefs you have about this world, about your world, write those down. That is a very simple and straightforward way to identify those limiting beliefs. And then to work through them, what you simply need to do is to go backwards and figure out where these beliefs started. When was the first time you thought this? When was the first time you started to hold this to be true? Let's take money, for example. I used to believe that money was really hard to make because I grew up with a mom that, though she was working and making a great salary, she had a limited mindset when it comes to money. She'd always say things like, we can't afford that, or that's expensive, or let's not spend money on that, just because that was her mindset. So I went back and I thought, when was the first time that she said something like that and it really sunk into me? I think it was probably maybe around 5th, 6th grade. I wanted something that all the other popular girls had, and I remember just being made to feel that she didn't want to spend the money on that thing, and that it's not worth that this brand name, whatever it was, limited to or something, was not worth the money, and that we didn't have the money for it, even though we very well may have had the money. That's kind of when I internalized, okay, material goods are hard to achieve, to get. And I realized that that just came from my mom's mindset. It wasn't actually what our reality was. The reality was that we had a dual income home with both parents making a good amount of money, and my mom was just very, you know, thrifty and good with money. But that actually painted the way that I looked at money for several years in my life, until I completely changed the way that I look at money. And the way that I did that is first by identifying where all my money beliefs come from, and then rewriting them. So I basically just created new statements, and these statements were: money is easy to get. Money is energy and I have a lot of energy. Money loves me and I love money. I am able to make a lot of money being who I am. I am able to make a lot of money because I'm passionate about what I do. I took these statements and I started to repeat them over and over and over again, every single day. I also started to say things like, and I've said this before in other videos, which, you know, people might think that you're weird for saying this, but all my friends caught on to it really fast, and your friends might as well, family did as well. I would just start saying, I'm rich, I can afford this. I'm rich, I can afford this. And the energy wasn't like I was pretending to be rich. It was kind of just lighthearted and easy. And I changed my relationship with money. I also started to think about what's important to me, and I realized that spending money on good food and a good life is important to me, and if that's important to me, I have to make that accessible in my life. And I made that accessible by prioritizing things like food and trips. So I would make money and I would never ever stop myself from buying myself good quality food and from spending on travel. I would always spend on those things. And because I had this mindset that it's like I'm always going to spend on good quality food and on good trips, I always got the money for it. It all came from changing my belief system. Another great way to identify your limiting beliefs, I would say, is to, if you don't want to sit down and identify them all at once and you want to get a lot more specific about your limiting beliefs, because our limiting beliefs get a lot more specific and less general when we go down to the very basis of them. So it could start with money is evil, but it goes down to a micro level of like, I am not able to make a lot of money because I am a woman. You know, we could have beliefs that are that specific. So what I would recommend doing is carrying a notebook and a pen with you for 1 full week and becoming very present and mindful of your thoughts. Become mindful of your thoughts, because what you want to do is pick up on any instances where you are telling yourself, I can't do this because blah, blah, blah. I can't do that because blah, blah, blah. I can't have that job because I'm not qualified. Limiting belief. I can't go out to dinner because I can't afford it. Limiting belief. Write down all those thoughts that come to you, and at the end of the week, simply rewrite them into their positive version. I can afford to eat wherever and whenever I want. I can get whatever job I want because I have exactly what it takes to get that job. I'm attractive enough and smart enough to get my perfect partner. You're just going to completely rewrite whatever it is that you picked up on that entire week. Make yourself a sheet of paper with all those new beliefs, and you're going to reread them every day whenever you need to. Whenever you need to feel empowered, pull out that paper and reread them. And continue to be mindful of your thoughts, because sometimes those old beliefs will pop up. And when they pop up, don't stress out. Just simply acknowledge them and think positive thoughts. Think the opposite positive thought. And let me tell you, at first it might seem fake. But I've been doing this for so long that it's literally become a part of my personality, and nobody and no one and nothing can stop me now. No one can tell me no. When I want something, I get it because my belief system has allowed me to do that. You can do this. It's not difficult. The hardest part, like I said, is identifying them. Once you've identified them, rewriting those beliefs and then just repeating them to yourself over and over and over again until they become submerged into your subconscious mind is not difficult. Keep repeating them to yourselves. Keep reading them over and over again and keep writing them over and over again. If you have people that you're close to and that are open enough to talk in this new fashion with you, like I have friends that I could talk to, and I always tell them like, oh, I'm so skinny. Like when I'm feeling like I need to lose weight, I'll talk about how I'm thin or I lost weight. Because when we talk in this new way, with these new beliefs, things start to move, things start to happen, and things start to manifest. I want to ask you that if you try this, I want you to come back and comment below what your limiting beliefs were and how you rewrote them, because that will be very helpful to people who are scrolling in the comments below and don't really know where to start when it comes to identifying and rewriting them. I feel like I explained exactly the process of how you got to go through it, but I know that some people are still like, well, I feel like I don't have these limiting beliefs. Like mine is something that I can identify, but reading a comment from somebody else who has a similar limiting belief will trigger them to be like, oh, that's what's holding me back. So the limiting beliefs that I've worked through in my life, I used to think that I wasn't as pretty or desirable as some of my best friends, some of my friends. I used to think that I wasn't talented enough to be on TV. Been on TV several times since then. So some of the limiting beliefs that I've had in my own life and rewritten are, I used to think that I wasn't as pretty or desirable as some of my friends. I used to believe that I will only attract men who cheat. I used to believe that money was hard to get. I used to believe that travel is hard to afford. I used to believe that I would never be able to afford my own apartment, my own place, all by myself, no roommate, nothing. I completely rewrote all those beliefs and many more. And now I'm living the life that I've always dreamed of. And it's all because I changed my belief system. That's literally the secret. That is the secret. And you can do it. So that's it for my rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment. I will try to get to as many as possible right when I post the video. And don't forget that if you want to join the Love Mastery program, there's an entire module in the program about rewriting your beliefs. I go a lot deeper there and really help you, and there's exercises in there, so I highly recommend signing up for the Love Mastery program if you're ready to completely change your life. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for listening. I love you so much, and until my next video, as always, keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye!